All right, good evening, everyone. This is Joe Henches with Beyond the Chart, and this is the stock market today focus for Wednesday, February 12th, 2014. Our focus today is China. It's called the China focus. So this is our traditional Wednesday night focus that we do. So tonight we're going to start out first, though, and talk about the Dow Industrials and the S&P 500. We'll take a quick look at them. We kind of had a little bit of a pause today. And so the real question is going to be, is this the pause that refreshes and we continue pushing, or is this the pause that then leads to another pause, leads to a pullback, or what? And there's really no way to really know in here. This is the second shortest range, and I talk about this in the blog post. The only other day, this day, I believe, was a shorter range in terms of the high to low of the day. So fairly tight. And we're talking about since back in here, okay? So we're just going to have to see whether or not the 50-day, this down-sloping 20-day, it's more of a sign that this is the momentum and this is the direction. We'll see whether or not that this is enough to carry it and roll it back over, or whether or not the power of the up move holds the day. So we'll just have to find out here. The S&P 500 similar. Now a little bit more of a doji here on the S&P 500. And again, this is kind of a pause. And you see them sometimes where you then get continuation. You see them sometimes where they're at the top. It all depends on what this next bar does. If we get a bar that's very similar to this bar, only it's dark, and we opened like right here, almost unchanged, and then sold off and closed all the way down here, this could become, what the candlestick guys call an evening star. Now that's a potential, and that would be a reversal sign. So you really have to wait to see what we get in terms of the trading that occurs in here. Okay, let's move on to the Shanghai Composite. The Shanghai Composite, now it's been 4 days since they've come back from the New Year holiday celebration. They started back on Friday the 7th, I believe, this day, right in here. We've had 4 up days. They're above the 10. The 10's above the 20. Looks like it's rounding up, but we've got this zigzag move. And this zigzag move could just be a counter move in a downward trend, which is very typical. We're just going to, again, this needs to show itself, and it's got to push. Needs to get above this point right here, which is the December 31st high. So what was the high on our market was just a little rally, a counter trend rally high for the Shanghai. And that's where it needs to get above that, step number 1. Step number 2, it needs to get back up here, and which is quite a bit further above. So it's definitely has some work to do. It's had some damage where it kept breaking these trend lines. It kept breaking down. So, we watch China because China gives us clues as to, what's going on with their economy and all of that. So the first stock we're going to look at tonight is New Oriental Education and Technology Group Incorporated. Kind of a long name. EDU is the ticker symbol. So EDU has been around. It's been trading since 2006, I believe. And this is the all-time high right up here at 34.77. That is the all-time high. So if you go back and look at this, that's what the trading's been like since 2006. Okay. So now we zoom in back into here, and we can see this looks, we got a little trend line down. DI plus is above DI minus. And so this looks like it's trying to turn. Right now the 10's below the 20, which is a little bit negative short term. But it seems like it's trying to turn to the upside. And if we get a break above this trend line, we get a move back above these 2 days here and close above it, it could be trying to make a run to push to new highs. So that would be my take on EDU. All right, the next one we're going to look at is SOHU, and we looked at SOHU back in December. And SOHU is, we had this gap fill here in early January. Let me move out of this. You can see this gap right here was filled by this move up here on January 8th. Okay, and since then, we've kind of sold off. We've broken this 3.5 month or 2.5 month trend line. We broke it in here, so about a 10-week trend line when we broke it. And now we're in this short-term downtrend. Okay, so it looks like it's trying to become more than that. I mean, if we get the 20 down below the 50 and we start trending downwards, then this could become more than that. But right now, all we can say is this is in a short-term downtrend, and here's a prior low down in here that we'd have to look at, which could be an interesting target. And it's right at the, what is this, the 200-day? Yeah, the 200-day moving average. So this looks like where some buying kind of came in. Actually, we've got support in here. So on the upside, you'd have to see this thing break a trend line, kind of see it break out like that and break above that in order to get a move to the upside and start closing above the blue line, get the blue line headed into the up direction, heading higher. So, okay, that's it on SOHU. All right, VIP Shop. VIP Shop is interesting. It looks like it's been going sideways since mid-December. The blue is above the red here, so we've got DI plus greater than DI minus, and so I would say this is kind of in bull mode. I mean, this is looking like a pretty solid uptrend. I mean, you've got this longer term uptrend here from way down here, and it hasn't broken it. It's hanging in there. So right now, I'm not seeing anything, no solid divergence. I'd like to see divergence by a couple points in overbought territory, kind of like up in here. Like you have 2 points in above 70, and then this one does not go to a new high while price does, and then you get this pullback. So right now, I would say this thing is in bull mode and looks like it wants to push higher. The next one after this is YY. And YY, again, is also holding a trend line. It actually came off of this trend line. This is a trend line from all the way back down here, April of last year. And so we're, this again, and this is the entire trading of YY. So it just came public in December. When was this? What is that? Come on. It's not giving it to me. It looks like November 2012. Okay. What else about this? I was trying to think what it's really not giving a solid signal in here. I think the blue is above the red. It is, we're trading above the 10-day exponential. The 10-day looks like it's trying to get back above the 20-day. So it looks like it's trying to move higher. But if you were to all of a sudden roll down and close below and then break this trend line, then it could become a negative environment, fairly quickly. But so far, with the selling that occurred in January, you got bounces off this trend line in here, which is good news. So see if there's anything else right now. I think that's about it on that. So those are the ones we wanted to talk about tonight. Remember to click the little note here on the video, and it'll take you over where you could sign up for email updates and get notified when I do have a new post that comes out to the website. And it also enables you to download my ebook free, which is the 7 keys to successful option trading. I really think it can help you, give you some insight, and it's always one of those things where you never know where just one more little thing can make the difference in terms of the way you think about your trading or what you're doing. So happy to help with that. Hope it does help. So would love to have you sign up and grab that. Anyway, this has been Joe for Beyond the Chart, and I hope you have a great, what is tomorrow? Thursday. I'm starting to lose track here. We're getting to the end of the week. We'll be talking to you again tomorrow night. Talk to you soon. Thanks for stopping by.